The Ultimate Starved Rock Wedding Expo is your online resource to learn about local businesses that will make your wedding dreams come true.
Hi, this is Claire Bennett, and this is the Ultimate Starved Rock Wedding Podcast. Today, I have Jeremy Reed with me from That Guy's Secret. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Claire. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. Yeah, I honestly cannot believe we have never met before. We have kind of crossed paths, but not intersected.
Yeah, it was interesting. When we were setting this up, like I recognize your name. I obviously knew who you were.
Yeah.
And I obviously have a past where I used to work here for Starved Rock Media years ago before my current job at That Guy's Secret. And I think you did as well, but we just never were on the same schedule.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. I'm
As
very
well,
happy you're
as well.
here. So I have to tell you right off the bat, you recognize a man who has been dressed by That Guy's Secret. I just have to tell you that. You know, you can tell when somebody has been in your store and bought clothes and you have helped them too.
Oh, that is an amazing compliment. I'm so excited to hear that. Obviously, we really value trying to make people feel good about themselves. That's honestly the core principle of why I opened That Guy's Secret was I felt like one of the easiest ways for me to help somebody feel better on any given day was to make them feel more confident about the way they look.
Absolutely.
And my way by doing that is getting proper fitting clothes and then, stylish looking clothes to our area and to the particular person and the event they're going to.
And you help to style people too. That's so cool.
I try my best. As I said, it's a fun part of the job, honestly, is when you have an actual event to plan for.
Yeah. So I don't know that people would think about you when they're planning a wedding, but you've actually expanded into more wedding services, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's justifiable. It's That Guy's Secret, and everybody thinks, oh, it's just a guy getting dressed or whatever. First few years into it, I started offering tuxedos and suits for special events, weddings and proms and things like that, and specifically weddings. We're on the bridal show here. And then that has really taken off. There's a few other places in our area, but not a lot of places in our area offer tuxedo rentals or purchases or suits, even suits for that matter.
Not near as many as there used to be.
Right. It used to be, exaggeration slightly, but almost every street corner, right?
Oh, no, absolutely. I remember.
Multiple places in town you could go to, and if you didn't like that, you went to the next place. So we kind of got asked by our customers to start doing it. Well, as you said, we've recently expanded even more, is along with the suiting side of it, I started having guys come into me and ask to be styled and outfitted for their proposals.
Oh.
Right?
Well, it's not just about the bride anymore.
Well, it was funny. It happened a handful of times, and I didn't even put two and two together. But I would have gentlemen come in, and they're like, "Hey, I got this big weekend coming up." And I'm a chatty person. We just met a while ago, but I'm a chatty person. And so, what's going on? And they would tell me like, oh, I'm going to propose.
Well, and there's pictures and video, and it's posted everywhere.
Exactly. And in the day and age we live in, it's even more of a production, right? Like when I was in school, I go back to school, and I know I referenced it once already, but promposals. Well, that has upped the ante when it comes to wedding proposals.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to really be on your game. You have to look sharp. You have to know what you're doing. You probably need a team almost hidden away to film the incident, right?
It's planned.
It's very thought out, and I'm very grateful that it is, because it is a cool, fun thing. So when the gentlemen started telling me, they're like, oh, I got this big thing coming up. I'm like, okay, tell me what it is. And then, I'm going to propose. It got me thinking that, years ago when I was still in college and right out of college, I used to exclusively sell jewelry. I worked big corporate jewelry store, and it was really fun. I was in a lot of weddings back then, and I helped guys do proposals because I'm like, okay, you got this ring. Now you got to do the next step. You got to make a plan.
Yeah.
So it just kind of felt like it was the right time to bring that part of my past into the future. So, we've kind of positioned ourselves to where, we can help you do the wedding. We can help you get the ring to propose if you're not even there yet. We can help you get the outfit. So that's where I was at. I was like, well, if I can get you before you propose, we can help you all the way through.
All the way through, yeah.
All the way through it.
So jewelry is one of the things that you've also expanded into not that long ago. It hasn't been that long, has it? A couple of years?
I would loosely say about a year and a half. We started 2024 of the holiday season, 2024, and then 2025 we did a complete remodel at the store, brought in some full jewelry cases and the lighting and all of that stuff, and a full line of jewelry.
What do you have?
Well, specifically, we've kind of geared it all towards the diamond jewelry business. We have obviously some fashion wear, Guys, don't forget, it's still a men's store. So we still have guys stuff. I don't want to leave them out. So we got the chains and the watches and all of that stuff that the guys are looking for. But we also wanted to bring something in for our female clients that are in there with their husbands or their significant others or whatever. So we have the diamond earrings. We have the diamond bracelets. We have the diamond necklaces. And of course we have diamond engagement rings.
Yeah, you
right?
have to. Yeah.
And then we have the diamond wedding bands. We have the men's bands. The one interesting thing for me, as I said, I was in the jewelry business 20 years ago. Fast forward to now, the market has shifted, in my opinion, in a beautiful way. But lab-grown diamonds, probably everybody that's listening to the show has heard of lab-grown diamonds.
Yeah.
It's so mainstream now. It's such a thing that wasn't a thing before, and it is. So we have a balance between lab-grown and mined diamonds. But honestly, most of my customers are seeking out lab-grown diamonds.
Yeah. Well, I love diamonds. I've always loved diamonds. And I recently researched lab-grown diamonds. And I don't know if people realize, you don't think of them as real diamonds. They are real diamonds. They are grown the same, just quicker. And you can get a near perfect diamond for a good price.
Yeah, that is honestly one of the biggest misconceptions, right? Is because most of us have lived long enough to hear moissanite or cubic zirconias and other type of simulated diamonds. And that's not what this is. This isn't a simulated diamond.
No.
It's still a diamond. At its core, it performs and tests exactly like a diamond. Jewelers themselves, unless they're specifically looking for it to be a lab-grown diamond, they wouldn't know it's lab-grown. Quite often, I'd say the only reason you do is because you just talked about near-perfect diamonds.
Yeah.
And then if someone tells you how much they paid for it, you go, well, wait a minute. That number doesn't equal what a near-perfect diamond would cost that size. I was a late adopter. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too. I was very cautious. I did a lot of research. Yeah.
But they have performed so well. They've been around a good 20 years now. They're not going anywhere.
No.
Saw a stat in the Wall Street Journal recently that 50% of all diamonds bought last year were lab grown. I talked to a very close friend of mine. He's actually my jeweler as well. He's a bench jeweler. He's been a jeweler for the last 20, maybe 21 years. And he does custom jewelry. He does all my custom work for me, and he does custom work all over TikTok and stuff. All over the world is how popular he's gotten. And I talked to him just last week, and he said 95% of what he's doing is lab grown.
Yeah.
That's what people are requesting.
And another reason to consider it, engagement rings have gotten bigger and more elaborate. You can get a bigger diamond that looks the same for an amazing price.
Yeah, and that is honestly probably one of the most compelling reasons.
Yeah.
That's the pocketbook side of it. We were talking off air earlier, and I'll share with the listeners. I can give you a lab-grown or a mined, and it'll be the exact same product. The difference is only going to be one thing, and it's going to be the price tag.
Yeah.
And it's usually going to be 8 or 10 times more expensive to get the mined compared to the lab-grown. And, this is an all-generation show, so, there's going to be some younger bride and grooms, and there's going to be some older bride and grooms listening to this. And I will say, right now, I got to tip my cap to the younger generation, because the other aspect of this is the social economic strain and baggage that comes with mined diamonds compared to lab grown. They are definitely on the front side of that, saying, hey, how can we not exploit certain regions of the world?
That's a big part of it for me too.
It really, it's become a thing. It's a conversation I have in my store quite regularly. There's, how was this sourced? Was it ethically sourced? So as I said, kudos to those. Kudos to the younger generation. Obviously, I'm kind of in the middle there. I kind of see both sides of it. But I will say I've completely bought in to lab-grown diamonds.
Me too. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So we got away from dressing the groom a little bit, but you could either buy a suit. We did, because we had a small wedding.
Yeah.
Got my husband a gorgeous suit. He'd never had a suit like that before. But you also have tuxedos, so you can help them out in both ways.
Yeah, we have a large range that we can cover, and it can be purchase or it can be rental. And before I jump into all the options we have, one thing I like to say, when you're planning this, the wedding party matters and who's going to be there. And then the second most important part for me, and the wedding party matters less, I guess, to this, is are they going to be able to reuse this suit once they buy it? Meaning, is it a black, gray, or blue suit? Those 3 suits you can dress up, dress down, wear to another wedding, wear to, a funeral, wear to whatever, right? Business interview, whatever you want.
Something that you will have.
Can re-wear it multiple times.
Right.
If you're in some of the contemporary colors, each year you'll see 2 or 3 colors. Greens right now. Greens and tans are going to be at almost every wedding you attend for the next couple of years. They're gorgeous. They look beautiful. But the question is, are my men going to be able to rewear this suit after this wedding?
Yeah.
If the answer is no, then you're quickly over in the rental.
You can get both at That Guy's Secret.
And I do both. And then the next thing is if we're in the buy situation, the only other question to ask is, am I going to wear this more than 2 times?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to wear it more than 2 times, then you should buy it. And that's really the truth. And as you said, I do tuxedos, I do suits, we do dinner jackets, we do black tie, we do white tie, which literally no one does white tie.
Not right now,
And
anyway.
no one does white tie. but we have a few black tie events. So we do all of that, and one oddity that I've done a few times, not often, I encourage it though, I love it, I love this idea, is we do gentlemen in a wedding suit, and then we will give them a reception jacket as well.
So they get a change.
Yeah, right. Common for brides,
Yeah,
not so
yeah.
common for men. I've only had a handful of guys do it, but it's kind of one of those things like where they have a very big personality, but they also want their wedding photos to look classic.
Yeah, so something more fun
Right.
for the reception.
Exactly.
Right.
So you get a reception jacket, which is usually the paisleys and the fun stuff like that.
And there have been a lot of new stuff. Man.
So many cool
yeah,
new things out there
yeah.
right now.
So how far in advance should a man do this either way for renting or buying?
So my answer is always the sooner the better. And I only say that just because I know guys, as myself, we usually wait till the last second.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I had to tie a number to it, I would say 90 days out before your event, I really want to have a talk with you and your future bride. I would like to have everything wrapped up in a bow, everybody sized, everybody outfitted 60 days before the event. That allows a little wiggle room, because the reality is if I get a list of 8 or 10 guys, I don't know exactly who it's going to be on that list, but there's going to be one straggler at least.
Right. Who hasn't been in to get sized. and
I have a
fitted
deadline, and he's gonna push
Yeah.
me to that deadline.
There's always one.
There's always one. I don't care who it is. There's always one. With that being said, so we usually say about 3 months before your wedding, we really, if we haven't talked to you, you're starting to run against it, and we like to kind of have it all finished within 60 days.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to face a time crunch, especially with that running around getting that stuff the week before. And
Well, and you said you've been through a wedding,
yeah.
and a lot of your listeners, you've attended weddings and been through it. There's already enough stress.
Yeah.
There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of moving parts. This is a pretty simple thing for us to handle. We've done a lot of weddings. I have so much wedding history. If I was working a wedding,
Right.
if I was getting the joy, and so is my team. My entire team that works for me all work on day of weddings. They've all been at actual weddings.
Oh, that's huge.
And I'm talking in the thousands for each one of us.
Yeah.
So we know what happens. We've seen it all. And the more stress you can get out of that situation, the better the event goes. Yeah, that's what our goal is. So the more time we have, the easier it is for us to have everything ready, which I'm going to throw it in there just if I were going to say if there was a tiebreaker, a third reason between rental or purchase. Sometimes people will purchase even though it costs more just to reduce stress, because the rentals usually come in the week of your event.
Right.
And we're going to get it here.
Yeah.
The reality is we do it every week, every month, every year, and we have for years.
Yeah.
And we know it's going to work. But for most of our guests, this is their one-time event. So
Yeah.
when we say, hey, it'll be here Friday, it doesn't matter how much they trust me, they still have some stress.
Yes. Well, and again, keep in mind that you style men as
Yes.
well. They will look their best if they come to you.
Yeah, that's one of our big parts that our team stresses is that we like to have the meeting with the bride and the groom, kind of get the colors, get their theme, get their concept. Like, what are they going for? Is it a Western theme? Is it a contemporary theme? Is it, a black tie event on New Year's Eve? That helps us build the outfits correctly for the whole wedding party. And then the fathers, the grandparents, because those are folks that they don't know how to dress up to some of these events, but we're here to help.
Yeah.
We kind of guide them down that. Yeah, we guide them down that path too.
You got Uncle Louie who, needs some help.
Yeah, it's 100% truth. Here's a funny thing about me, and we kind of talked about it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to say, hey, this works or this doesn't work. And I'm going to let people do whatever they want. I'm just going to tell them, here's the facts, here's what it is. And one other thing that has become more popular recently, and not everybody believes me, but it really has, is when you send out your wedding invitation, if you have a particular dress code you want at your wedding, don't be afraid to put it on there. And I actually encourage it. And we don't need it in code either. Not everyone subscribes to the same thing. And that can be not just in dress attire. It can be in business casual or whatever. One person's business casual is not the next. So once you decide what your theme is and what your dress code is, just put it on there and then put a few examples. Gentlemen, I want black tie optional means I would like you to wear a tuxedo. At the very least, I want you in a dark colored suit with tie. And if that's what you want, put that on your invitation, because it's going to help them know, and it's going to help us when we go to guide your guests. Go, I'm going to such and such's wedding. Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Oh, my
gosh. And here's what you need to wear.
What a great idea. So what about bundles? We haven't talked about your bundle deals.
For a wedding bundle deal?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that we work on. I mean, obviously, because all of these have multiple guys. So what we usually try to do is we try to spread it out amongst all of the men, and we'll give them all a discount. Or sometimes the traditional way of doing it is you bring us your wedding party and then the groom gets his for free. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the groom's buying everything anyway, so then I just give him a discount on the whole party, which I've had a handful of grooms do that. So whenever you come in, like that type of bundle, and then also like if you were to get your engagement ring from us, then you get a deal on your wedding suits, and then you get the wedding suits, you get a deal on the wedding band. So we're kind of that one-stop shop.
Nice.
So, it's just such a unique position we have found ourselves in that we do all stages of it. So we're able to pass on the savings a little bit.
All right. So anything else that we haven't covered? I mean, we talked about jewelry. We talked about tuxedos and suits. What else you can help people with?
Well, keeping within kind of the theme and the concept here, the only thing we haven't talked about, so I kind of talked about like I can help you build an outfit and I can sell you an engagement ring and you can propose and then you can come back to me in the appropriate amount of time and I can help plan your wedding and I get your wedding outfit and all that stuff. But there's one little thing in there, usually the night before the wedding. You need a rehearsal outfit.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something that we really specialize in that, right? Like I love putting outfits together and dressing up.
And I'm seeing cohesive too.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the concept, right? Is because we mentioned it earlier on the proposal side of stuff, like things have become such an event, right?
Well, it's because pictures are everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a high-powered camera on them, video camera and otherwise. So everything is documented. Your best friend's documenting it. You got people you paid to document it. You got grandma over here documenting it.
So you want to look good from every angle.
Everybody is videoing or photoing, which is great and it's awesome, but it just puts a lot more into the project, So we just try to think of it, that idea that we want to be, as you said, cohesive all the way from the beginning through it, and then obviously, we're there to help on everything, but I think that's one area that if I had to say I ever have to do on the fly, it's the rehearsal dinners.
Yeah.
I've had guys come in.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about this.
30-second story. I had a guy come in. It was a Saturday afternoon at 2:30. He goes, "Hey, I need an outfit." I said, "Okay." He's like, "Just, I don't know, nice shirt, nice pants." I said, "No problem." I said, "What you got going?" He goes, "It's a rehearsal dinner." I said, "Oh, okay. Who's rehearsal dinner?" He goes, "Oh, mine." I said, "Oh, congratulations." I said, Good for you. Like let's put this shirt." And I'm pulling something. I said, "Where is it?" And he goes, "Oh, it's just down the street here at this cafe." I said, "Oh, okay, cool." He said, "When is it?" And he goes, "How about 3:30?" I said, "Oh."
He came in at 2:30.
I said, "Yeah, well," I said, "No problem." I said, "I suppose you're just going to wear this out then, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah." So we can do it. We don't prefer it that way,
Not
though.
recommended.
Not what I would advise.
So how can people get in touch with you? Tell them about the store, where it is.
Yeah, so we are very obviously in the digital world. We have a website, thatguysecret.com, easy peasy.
And you can purchase things on the website as well.
Yeah, you can purchase. And one of the biggest things I would say make note of is there's an appointment tab. If you're in this business, you're looking for a wedding.
That's nice.
It says wedding consultation, wedding fitting. There's a few different ones. Please just click an appointment. It comes right to us. We get text messages as well at the store. So phone number there is simple 815-250-0928. Phone calls or text. Social medias, Facebooks, Instagrams, all that stuff. We're on all that stuff too, which I think has our appointment link right in the bio on most of that stuff. So I can't stress it enough is that, appointments are not required. but they do make life easier,
Yes.
right? Because
All the way around.
it gives you a chance to get everything. It gives us a chance to remind you, hey, bring in the fabric swatch of the bridesmaids' dresses because we're going to have to pick out ties, or bring in fabric swatch for this or that. And so there's a lot that goes into it. We try to be thoughtful, and we try to make sure that it's as easy as possible for our guests. But overall, I mean, it's their day. So, we're there to work with them and build whatever their little dream is. But I think the first step is just texting or making an appointment.
And That Guy's Secret is downtown LaSalle.
Yeah, I didn't even mention where we're located.
No.
I guess there's some folks that don't know where
That's
I'm located.
why I'm here.
So we are downtown LaSalle, First and Marquette Street. For all the locals, you've probably been in. It's the old bank. It's right on the corner there across from Calais Colley.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, big sign, got a big mural on the side that I'm a very artistic person, like in the sense of I love art. We had an original and we had to redo it just because it had got weathered, but I think that'll always be part of our DNA is that, we appreciate art and vision and the way things aesthetically look.
That Guy's Secret, downtown LaSalle. Thank you, Jeremy, for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. It was a great time.
For more podcasts and tips and tricks for a memorable wedding, visit the Ultimate Starved Rock Wedding Expo at starvedrock.media.